I am honored and pleased to invite His Excellency Mr. Gennadiy Gatilov, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation. Sir, you have the floor.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, recent events show that we've reached a turning point in the development of the international economic system. The global financial and economic crisis has laid bare the existing contradictions and failings in the current models caused by structural deformation and errors in economic policy at the global, regional, and at the national levels. The search for effective measures to react means that we need to take adequate account of changes taking place, including a redistribution of the balance of economic power, the shift to a new technological model, and the need to rationally combine the three fundamental factors for, namely, for sustainable development. I'm talking about economic, social, and environmental factors. An analysis of the rate of implementation of the MDGs, which should be met by 2015, shows that a solid economic basis is needed to make sure that international development processes cannot be reversed. And they would include insurance of appropriate conditions for full human realization and potential, creating favorable economic climate, and supporting environmental balance. Strengthening our production balance, expanding employment, and the building of infrastructure, especially in the field of energy and transport, are key tasks for both developing and developed countries. The broad consultations system-wide being carried out in the UN to determine the global agenda for development after 2015, the focus of which are the SDGs, Strategic Development Goals, is identifying the consolidation of state positions around this position. We believe that the SDGs should include the most important and quantifiable, plannable, and indicators which can be monitored for development. It's important also to strengthen the appropriate international mechanisms within the UN system. We hope to see further strengthening of the coordinating functions of ECOSOC, ensuring close cooperation and synergy between the activities of the Council and the political forum on sustainable development, which is being set up. We need to take fuller account of regional and national conditions in the context of international development, and this faces us with the task of expanding the contribution of regional economic commissions to the work. The global financial and economic crisis has clearly highlighted the growing role of regions in the international economy and the need for a collective search for solutions to the unique problems they face. Significant losses have been faced and suffered by the pan-European region. The overall level of GDP of countries in the Eurozone fell by 0.4%, and the expected growth this year is insignificant. We are at record levels since the whole of the post-war period for unemployment, and in some European Union countries that's up to 25%. A slowdown in development rates for Eurozone states has a negative effect on economic indices in other member states of the UNECE. We are seeing a narrowing of export opportunities, harder access to bank credits, and an increase in uncertainties in the commodity and stock markets. All this could undermine regional economic, social, financial, energy, and food security for the states in the region. Attempts to regulate the crises without taking account of the views of all interested states, an example of which can be seen in the situation in the Republic of Cyprus, will undermine political trust and lead to socio-economic breakdown. Writing levies on some of the finance in the bank accounts, including assets of foreign investors, is in fact tantamount to expropriation. We do hope that the Cyprus precedent won't become established practice. For our part, we are doing our utmost to sort out the social economic situation in the continent by promoting economic growth and interstate integration. Within the first Russian presidency of the G20, we've been developing, together with our partners, a number of specific initiatives to consolidate macroeconomic stability and enhance employment worldwide. Our country still has a positive economic dynamic. Our national GDP grew last year by 3.5%. Our federal budget is operating without a deficit. We are seeing a stable increase in our gold and currency reserves, which are third in world levels. We are at low levels of state debt, and unemployment is just slightly over 5%. Of the economically active population. Russia is an active participant in integration processes in the Eurasian space. As of June 2011, we are seeing the full operations of the customs union between Russia, Belarus, and Kazakhstan. At the beginning of last year, we saw the entry into force of 17 basic agreements which regulate various aspects of the activities of the common economic space. Work has started in the supranational regulatory body, the Eurasian Economic Commission. Eurasian integration is picking up momentum and is already bringing tangible fruit. Since the operations started in the customs union, turnover between the three states increased by 10%. We are developing attractive structures for trade within the bloc. Plant and equipment takes a 20% share here, and thus Eurasian integration substantially enhanced the competitiveness of countries taking part in it, and apart from that has a positive impact on the economic situation in the whole of the ECE region. We are working consistently to expand the range of strategic cooperation with the European Union, our leading trade and economic partner. The EU takes up about a half of our foreign trade and 85% of our energy exports. As a part of the joint initiative on Partnership for Modernization, we are implementing mutually beneficial projects in the field of high technology, energy effectiveness and energy savings, as well as telecoms and outer space. In March this year, Russia and the EU adopted a roadmap for energy cooperation up to 2050. The strategic aim is to move to a pan-European energy space with an integrated network, open, transparent, and competitive markets. We've completed the building of the second part of the North Stream pipeline. We started fitting out a similar South Stream. The final result of this work will be to ensure energy security and to achieve sustainable development in Europe. We can see the concrete advantages in the key integration processes in Europe and their combination. We are firmly convinced that the integration in the customs union and the common European space and the EU should not be seen as competitive processes. Quite the contrary. Taken together, they will give significant stimulus for socio-economic development Europe-wide, enhancing competitiveness and ensuring transcontinental transport and goods flows. It's our belief that the ECE is something we need, and it's an effective area to maintain a dialogue on the issues facing the pan-European region for development today. We especially attach importance to modernizing our economy and making it an innovative operation. Knowledge, professional competence, and technology are primary for speeding up economic growth and enhancing the competitiveness of our national economies and ensuring that they can resist challenges and threats. undoubted recognition of this fact is the focus to be placed in July this year during the ECOSOC session on the input of science and technology to sustainable development. And in this context, we see the significance of the work of the ECE in economic cooperation and integration. Using the instruments available here in the Commission, member states can obtain the necessary recommendations to step up their economic potential in order to ensure innovative development and to ensure frontline standards and technology in the economy. One traditional priority of the work in the ECE has been sustainable energy. This is a work area which is one of the main ones for economic cooperation Europe-wide. We have every interest in maintaining and strengthening a constructive energy dialogue with all the member states. It's our belief that the appropriate resources for the Secretariat should not be reduced, as we include in the mandate of the Committee on Sustainable Energy those issues which relate to renewable energy sources. We attach a great deal of importance to development of transport, creating the preconditions for the consolidation and further development of integration processes. Russia will continue to give every support to the efforts of the ECE to develop the Eurasian transport links and to harmonize rail transport. Russia will continue to provide the ECE with the necessary levels of support, and that will include financial support for the program also of technical cooperation in the ECE to enhance the competitiveness and to stimulate economic growth in the member states of the CIS. I thank you very much.